The information and communications technology sector has attracted over $42 million direct foreign investments to Nigerian economy between 2001 and 2019. This was made known by the Minister for Communications, Adebayo Shitu, at a workshop on National RCT Roadmap for the Southeast Zone. Foreign direct investment is an investment made by a firm or individual in one country into business interests located in another country. FDIs in Nigeria increased by $438.8 million in the third quarter of 2018. Reports from the National Bureau of Statistics indicate that the country recorded $1.2 billion FDI in 2011, and total foreign capital imported was $16.8 billion. The NBS showed the ICT sector is one of the key performers of the economy. The sector contributed 11.81% to Nigeria's GDP in the second quarter of 2018. Nigeria signed bilateral investment agreements with Algeria, China, Egypt, France, Germany, Netherlands, United Kingdom, and others. Now, to put this into perspective, I have the Chief Executive Officer of Cowry Assets Limited, Mr. Johnson Chukwu. He joins me now via Skype to look at this. Mr. Chukwu, great to have you join us on the show.
My pleasure.
Let's make more sense of ICT's contribution to Nigeria's economy. Looking at 11.81%, what do we really make of this? Are we where we're supposed to be, considering the prospects and potentials of that sector?
Well, what I would say is that we are not where we are supposed to be, but we are growing. The reality is that in the past couple of years, we've seen a significant growth in the contribution of ICT in Nigeria's economy. Prior to the licensing of the four GSM companies, ICT contribution to the GDP was less than 1%. But we've seen that growth consistently to about 12%. But most importantly, ICT has attracted the largest pool of foreign direct investment in the economy beyond the oil and gas sector. And not only that they attracted, the attraction of foreign direct investment into the ICT sector has also led to job creation. Beyond job creation, we've also seen that ICT has facilitated growth in several other sectors of the economy, including the entertainment industry, that is now relied significantly on ICT. So the reality is that that ICT sector is one of the strongest sectors of the economy, has grown to be about the fourth largest contributor to the GDP, and it's also growing faster than other sectors of the economy. And I think for me, that shows that we have not fully optimized the opportunities in the ICT industry.
Dollars of foreign direct investment is not small in any form. Does it mean that also maybe foreign investors are having confidence in the Nigerian economy with regards to that sector at this time?
I think I even want to correct one impression that was created in the earlier part of your presentation. The ICT sector has contributed far more than $43 million. Maybe the Minister of Communication wanted to say $43 billion. Because I know that MTN alone between 2011 and 2018 has injected about $4.8 billion into this economy. But even if you look at the time when licenses were issued, MTN and Econ, now Airtel, were issued licenses that they paid $285 million each. That was about $570 million. So you can't be talking about $3 million. When Airtel, when Etisalat was issued license in 2008, they were issued a license that included a 3G license, and they paid $400 million. If you remember, when Glo got the license, they paid about $200 million. If you add up this, you have about more than $1.1 billion in license fee, not the renewal fee that they paid in 2016, because the license fee was for 15 years. So in reality, if you look at what has come in from foreign portfolio investors, foreign direct investors, not portfolio investors, into the ICT sector, we should be, I don't have the exact figure, but certainly not for $3 million. We should be talking of billions of dollars. MTN alone has brought in $4.8 billion between 2011 and 2018. And I have not tracked that what the likes of Airtel has brought in, or what Etisalat may have brought in within that period. And remember, when you talk about ICT, you're not just talking of the telecommunications sector. You're also talking of other facets of the ICT. Look at main one that brought in broadband internet capabilities, optic fiber, into the country. The main one invested about $240 million, and most of it we are funded from external sources. So in reality, if you want to tabulate what ICT has brought to this country, you should be talking of close to half of $100 billion.
Great. Now, Mr. Chukwu, interesting one there. The role of the ICT sector indeed cannot be overemphasized, and the importance, particularly in this part of the world. Now, a roadmap was launched, just like it was done for the power sector. But the private sector participation seems to be key. How well are we getting that, considering the fact that we've had issues before now regarding public-private partnership?
For the ICT sector, if there's any sector we've gotten right in this economy, it's obviously one of the few sectors we've gotten right. As it stands today, the government has minimal role to play in the ICT sector other than regulation. I'm not aware that government currently owns any major investment in any of the ICT companies in the country. Even the government, which also should also have been a template for us as a country to determine at this time that government's ability to manage operating assets in the private sector area is very weak. If you remember, when the licenses were issued in 2001, license was also issued to MTEL, and today MTEL does not exist. MTEL has gone through several levels of ownership, but unfortunately they couldn't survive it. But MTN is still there, though Econet has transmitted to Airtel, it's still there. And then we had 2 new licenses, and they all came subsequent to the license that was issued to MTEL, and they all operate in Glo and Nine Mobile. But the most important thing I want to emphasize is that the ICT sector should be, to Nigeria, a proof of a concept of how the government should support the private sector by creating an enabling regulatory environment that will allow private sector to thrive and succeed and create jobs. If you look at the number of jobs that are related to direct ICT jobs and ancillary services, it is quite huge. If you look at the kind of value beyond the ICT contribution to the GDP, and you look at the impact of the ICT on other sectors of the economy, be it education, be it entertainment industry, be it in the medical field, the fact that you can actually stay in the comfort of your home and do your job, be it in the financial services industry, virtually all banking services now are running on ICT capabilities. So the reality is that if we get the governance standard right, if we get the regulation right, we can actually create a repetition or a multiplicity of what we have done in the ICT sector and attract a lot of foreign direct investment in this economy.
Now, in all of this, very interesting, but we still have to look at the challenges with regards to this sector in this part of the world. One very key one that has been identified is unreliable power supply and lack of skilled labor. How do we address this ugly trend?
Well, I referred earlier that the ICT, the growth within ICT should be a model for us to build other sectors. If you cast your mind back to 2001 when the GSM company started operation, MTN was dominated, was 90% of their management staff were basically from South Africa. Same with Econet then, that had most of their management staff either from Zimbabwe or from South Africa. Today, that has been domesticated. Over time, there has been a transfer of knowledge, and we now have a lot of Nigerian competent hands managing virtually every aspect of the value chain in the telecommunications sector. In as much as you talk of paucity of skilled labor, the reality is that if you allow foreign direct investment to come, they might come with the skills initially, but over time, Nigerians will acquire those skills. Nigerians are not lacking in capacity to learn. What we are asking for is to be given the opportunities to express our God-given talent. But if you do not allow private sector to come in, or you do not create an environment that will attract foreign direct investment in the country, we are not creating opportunities as well for Nigerians to even acquire those skills that they should have acquired. So I do not consider those things as any problem. We have a large pool of competent but untrained labor force. If they are exposed to those skills, they will acquire it within a short period of time. Well, the way we took over the ICT sector is a proof of that. Right now, there is actually no job in the ICT sector that only a foreigner, only a expatriate has the competence to do it in Nigeria today.
Indeed, I agree with you there. Let's leave it at that. Mr. Johnson Chukwu is the Chief Executive Officer of Cowrie Asset Limited. Thank you very much for sharing your time with us on the show.